Previously on Escaping Ever After.
Your time is up, Serafina.
I can take you to a place where no one from this land can find you.
How are we gonna get home?
There's something going on here.
Why would he think we'd come here? We're safe.
What the hell is going on?
What are you doing?
You're not in charge anymore, Prince. I take new orders now.
Ah! Ah! Attacked by my own guards. Clever, Sinestra. Real damn clever. Ah.
She held out longer than I expected. It's a pity. Such a waste.
I wouldn't shed any tears over it. The world's much better with a little less fairy magic. Besides, we got what we wanted.
What I wanted.
It's what I meant. And why, may I ask, are we in the prince's house anyways?
I left some things the last time I was a guest here. Figured I'd collect them before we left.
What if Serafina's husband returns? From what I hear, he's desperate to find her. And you.
I very much doubt Prince Henry is still living. After all, I sent his own personal guard against him. Even the brave and charming Prince Henry won't be able to survive against his own guard.
Your risk to take.
So, Serafina thinks she can hide from me in my own world. How foolish. Can you find them?
Well, the winged waif did give me enough information to build a portal, or generally where they are. So, I mean, once we build it, it'll be easy finding them.
Do it.
After you.
I'm sorry I couldn't save you. That won't happen again. I'm coming, Fina.
Drop it, Marty!
No, who was that guy?
Leave it alone!
Why were you so afraid of him? Has he been threatening you?
Go home, Marty. This doesn't concern you.
You know what, fine. If you don't want my help, you have to have it. You are gonna tell me what's going on here, and I'm not leaving until you do.
Nothing is going on, Marty.
And Marie Antoinette didn't want her cake. Don't treat me like a child, Bernie. Any lies you tell me here are completely nullified by the terrified faces I caught on camera. Who is this man? I know you guys have some secret, but I didn't want to pry. But now it seems to be like an immediate problem, and if I can help you with it, you have to let me know. I thought we were friends.
His name is Gilles.
Bernadette!
Marty's right. He's our friend and he deserves to know. His name is Gilles Sinestra.
Gilles Sinestra? Oh, the Sinestra brothers. This is the explanation you're trying to give me? That the Belgian wannabe brothers Grimms are after you? Will Arnaud be joining us?
No, our node will not be coming.
He's dead.
Well, yes. They're all dead. They've been dead for 150 years. You actually expect me to believe that some obscure Belgian fairy tale writers are out to get you?
You wanted to know, Marty. It's not our fault if you don't believe us.
Just because you don't believe us doesn't mean it's not true.
All right, I just want to understand.
Then you should listen.
Maybe we should start from the beginning, Serafina.
Serafina?
Be quiet, Marty. You wanted to know. Now let us tell you.
We're not from around here, Marty. We're from a different land, a different world.
As far back as any of us can remember, Gilles and our node were always there.
They were a law unto themselves.
And everyone deferred to them.
They would disappear from time to time, but they always came back, and after a while, they just stopped leaving.
After a time, we figured out who they were, what they were, and what their power over us was.
They were our creators, our scribes. Our stories were real, and it was their words that controlled them.
They were always around when something needed to be fixed. Or broken.
They were at my wedding. Gilles gave me away.
Are we talking about the same Gilles who's out to get you right now?
Gilles was a good man. He may be intense and he likes to keep things to himself, but he was my friend.
Our node was the talkative one, always laughing and joking. He never backed down from a challenge. He was the one who gave me my Louis, transforming him from a beast I pitied into the man I loved.
So that would make you...
Yes.
And you're claiming that he has some sort of magical power.
You're forgetting where we come from, Marty. In our reality, magic is a common occurrence. In your reality, we don't exist. We're just characters from a storybook.
They've chosen to hide here. Can't say I agree with their taste. What is this place anyways?
A university. It's quite ingenious, actually. By posing as students, they can blend right in. It appears the fairy knew what she was doing.
What a shame she had to be turned to dust.
I wouldn't go besmirching the poor sprite's powers just yet. So far, you have failed to conjure even the simplest of spells to find Serafina and her thieving brethren. And I'm beginning to wonder if I made a mistake in bringing you along.
It's not my fault. Magic doesn't flow as easily as it does.
I don't want to hear excuses. I want results.
You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. You'd be left standing in that forest. You would have failed.
You would know a lot about failing in your plans, wouldn't you, Your Majesty? 150 years have passed, and so much has changed, but some things remain the same. Magic is arbitrary. Fear is the real power. And as long as Serafina fears me, I have that power. And believe me, I have that power. You have your task. Use what feeble tricks you have left and find them.
The Sinestra brothers created our world using an enchanted book. With it, they could enter the stories they laid down and influence them.
Gilles explained it to me once. The book they published
Not successfully.
had the original versions they researched. The one they kept is the one where we existed, where the stories deviated. This is the book.
So if that's your real world, what are you doing here?
There was an accident.
We were in the woods with our node when Ella...
Who's Ella?
Another character from one of your fairy tales. It was a stupid game we played, always challenging our node to do things. Ella bet that he couldn't jump a creek. Of course, our node accepted the challenge, but when he jumped, he slipped and broke his neck.
It was an accident. When Gilles found out, he was devastated.
Gilles accepted what we told him as true at first, that it was an accident, but then something changed his mind.
More like someone.
Who changed his mind?
We think the Queen influenced his opinions.
The Queen.
You would know her as the evil queen from the stories.
She played on his grief and led him to believe that his brother's death was an accident, but a murder.
When, if he really stopped and thought about it, he'd realize that none of us could have hurt Arnaud, especially Ella.
Well, that won't do her much good now, will it?
Well, why not? What happened to her?
Once Gilles decided that Arnaud's death was not an accident, he started changing the stories.
Changing the stories. What does that even mean?
He started changing the events from the book. He made it so that...
Gilles was trying to get his revenge. He started to torture us. He wanted to see all of our happy endings turn to naught. He started with Ella.
Why?
Gilles blamed all of us for his brother's death.
But Ella most of all, because she loved him almost as much as Gilles did.
He killed her.
So what happened after he killed her?
Gilles decided he didn't want to kill us off so quickly. He wanted us to suffer.
And we did. He turned my Louis back into a beast, and with Ariana, he
murdered my Andrew. He ran him through and he died.
He was saving Sarah for last.
He was saving something special for me. Since we were so close, he saw what we did as a betrayal. When he came after me, Bernadette knocked him out and we stole the book.
A fairy cast a spell to hide us here. We've tried everything we can think of to fix what was changed in the book, but we just don't know how it works.
And now Gilles found us and he wants to finish what he started.
So, you're all fairy tale characters from this book. Princesses.
Yes.
There's absolutely no reason I should believe you. None. But I do.
Well,
They're here. The magic the fairy used left some traces. It's only a matter of time before I find them.
sooner rather than later, I'd hope.
I said I'd find them.
Do your job, Your Majesty, before I decide I can do it better.
There has to be some way to fix this. There has to be some sort of key.
What do you mean?
Well, there has to be some way to work this book.
Bernadette has been looking for an answer since we got here.
No offense to Bernie, but maybe you guys need a new set of eyes. I mean, if some Belgian men from a century ago can figure out how to work it, well then so can I. And I'm not going to let anyone write you out of existence. Not while I have the intellectual capacity to stop them.